sky. Put that fiber in your waist. Drink that water every day. Exercise, energize. Strength and tone at your own pace. Get low, get low, get low. Get low. On the carbs, on the carbs. Get high, get high, get high. Get high. Take the protein to the sky. Low carb queen is here to stay. Do weight loss in your own way. Just watch the carbs that intake. Throw that processed food away. Yeah, yeah. Get low, get low, get low. Get low. On the carbs, on the carbs. Get high, get high, get high. Get high. Take the protein to the sky. Yeah, get low, 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 get low. On the carbs. Get low, 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 get low. On the carbs. Get low, get low, get low.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it is your low carb queen here. Welcome. I am running mad late tonight. It took everything in me to say, I'm going to postpone this live until another day. I'm going to postpone part of it, but I said, let me just jump on here. First of all, let me say again, hi, my name is Kim. I'm your low carb queen. And thank you so much for stopping by. I am on a weight loss journey. I'm on Mounjaro 12.5. And yeah, I've been on it for about 47 weeks. And I'm down about 35 pounds, between 30 and 35 pounds. It fluctuates. So that's a good thing because, yeah, all my clothes are like coming off of me or falling off. Let me put it that way. And shout out to Miss Toy, the review. Thank you so much for sending me some of your items that were too big. And yes, so that's what I'm going to do a haul for, you know, to just show y'all some of the items that she sent me and what I can wear. Some of the things I could not fit, you know, in the arms and in the bust, you know, it's just a little big. So I couldn't fit, but I'm holding on to it because that'll be my outfits that I can get into for the next, for 2026. And so we'll just go, you know, keep losing the weight and then we'll be able to get into them. And then eventually I'll have to buy a whole new wardrobe and I'm excited for that. So yeah, so I just wanted to jump on here and say thank you to everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so, so much. I am now fully monetized. Woo-hoo! Yes, yes, and yes. Fully monetized on Low Carb Queen channel. And I am also monetized on my other channel, Pastor Kim's Corner. I've been monetized over there for a while. And so it has taken me longer. Hey, JC, how are you? So glad to have you in the building. It has taken me a little bit longer, well, a lot longer to get monetized on the Low Carb Queen channel than it did on my other channel, Pastor Kim's Corner. I got monetized on that channel in just over a year. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. This channel, it has taken me about 5 years, yeah, to become monetized. Thank you so much. And I wasn't I wasn't in a hurry because I had decided that I was going to allow this channel, Low Carb Queen, to grow organically. One of the things with the other channel, when I first started that channel, I started it in 2019 and got monetized in 2020. I started in July of 2019 and got monetized in November of 2020. So it took me a little bit over a year, but I was in a lot of growth streams. They were popular at that time, and they don't always call them growth streams now. You know, you just go in and you want to support people. But these, some of the streams that I was in was specifically geared towards growth streams, and they help you build up your subscribers, help you get your watch hours. And so as a result, I did become monetized quickly. Monetization is just the beginning, though. You know, everybody, of course, some people do and some people don't want to be monetized. Some people just want to share on YouTube and use the platform to share, you know, whatever they're doing. So for my weight loss journey, I originally started my weight loss journey on my other channel, but then I decided in 2020 to break it up, you know, because it's you can definitely trick, well, not that's the wrong word. You can definitely confuse the algorithm. You know, if your channel is about one thing and then you switch it up, it can become confusing to the algorithm. Now, if in the beginning, you know, you're maybe like a vlogger and you're doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, then you know, the algorithm will recognize that, and it still might take a little longer to grow. But nevertheless, whatever your niche is or niche, then it's good to stay in that. So based on that, I decided to start this channel. At first, it was Keto Queen. Then I changed it to Low Carb Queen. But I decided that I was going to let it grow organically. Just post my videos and, you know, talk about my weight loss journey, talk about trying to eat healthier, talking about trying to eat keto originally, and just post videos. And so that's what I did. Yeah, you know, absolutely, JC. You know, it took me, like I said, I started this in 2020, but the thing is, the key for me was I have said previously, I was not big on going live. And so, especially outside of the preacher comfort zone. So on this particular channel, Low Carb Queen, I did not even start going live until 2024. So I started the channel in 2020 and was just posting videos. So once I started going live, then it took a year for me to get monetized. Hey, Miss Toy, how are you? So glad to have you in the building. And so I was just talking about you earlier. I received everything. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Some of the things I can wear, some of them I can't. I am going to do a try on haul. I was tired tonight, girl. I went to bed late last night. Got up, worked, went to bed at 2, got up, had to be at work at 8. So you know how much sleep I had. And caught myself trying to take a nap today, but you know how sometimes, well, if you decide to take a nap or rest or something, you start getting phone calls. And so yeah, I started not to even go live tonight, but I said I'll talk about the monetization piece because I am fully monetized on this channel. And then I'm going to, if the Lord allows, you know how the old folks say, Lord willing, I will do a live. No, maybe not a live, either a live or a video of the clothes though. I was modeling them for my daughter. She was like, that's nice. Where'd you get that from? So thank you. Hey, Mary, how are you? Yes. And so yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the monetization piece. If you're partially monetized, like when I first started, there was no such thing as partial monetization. And so now they have that partial monetization where you can get super chats and I think memberships, but your full monetization is you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And thank you so much. So put in the chat, y'all, what do you think is easier to get? Do you think it's easier to get the subscribers or the watch hours? S for subscribers, W for watch hours. Which one do you think is the easiest to get, the subscribers or the watch hours? So everybody's speaking. So yeah, I like I said, I decided to let this channel just grow organically, just let it do what it does, and that's that. Okay, Miss Toy says she thinks it's harder to get the subscribers. Since they have created shorts, previously before shorts came into existence, I would agree. But I think now that you have shorts will drive drive people to your channel, and the people who watch shorts, they will subscribe, but they may not stay. They'll subscribe, but it's a question of not whether they'll stay. Those 4,000 watch hours, that's a biggie. Okay, you meant the watch hours. Those 4,000 watch hours are a biggie. And the thing about it is, because I have been so long on this channel before even, really thinking about getting monetized, per se. Like I said, in 2024, I started in 2020. I didn't even do my first live until 2024. I didn't go live, because I had, I just didn't have a desire to go live. But lives will get you towards your watch hours. And so, but the thing about it is, and a lot of people get confused about this, is once you hit that 1 year, that 365 days, then YouTube starts subtracting hours. And I don't even know how to explain it, but like the closer I got to monetization, I was losing hours because, say for example, if I had 50, let's just say I had 50 watch hours in November of 2024. And so they're going to drop those watch hours off. So I would have to have more than 50 to maintain however many watch hours I have in 2025. So when November of 2025 came in, I started losing watch hours. And whenever your year is up, you're going to start losing watch hours. Let's just say by the month. I don't want to say by the day, but you'll start losing watch hours. So it's good to try to get monetized within that first year to 18 months, unless, and it's sort of a catch-22, because if you're posting and your content is not getting out there, then you really wouldn't lose any watch hours. But if you are posting and the content is getting out there, then you will lose watch hours. And so that's pretty much what happened. I started really posting in 2024. I started going live in 2024. So I was getting more watch hours. So it'll drop off. But the good thing was, for me, when Kendi made the suggestion to drop your shorts, unlist them, for me that was good because, and I'll tell you why. Thank you, Real Journal Talk with V. Thank you so much. So glad to have you in the building. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Ms. Toy, when you have subscribers, they still do not watch. Subscribers is just a kind of like, I like you. I like what you're putting out. I like your video. So I'm a hit the like, and I might want to see another one. So I'm gonna hit the subscribe. But You have your loyal. That's why I say the GLP-1 community is really, good and supportive, but they still don't make up the majority of the average person's views. They just don't. So, what was I going to say? Let me see. Oh, people are speaking to Miss V. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I do understand. And if those of you, if you'll be so kind as to thumbs up the live, I appreciate it. So, I know what I was going to say. So when I did the my other channel, Pastor Kim's Corner, and I got monetized, like I say, in about a year and a half, July, August, September, October, November. So a year and 4 months. I was doing mostly short videos. Before shorts came into being, I was doing like 3-minute videos, 5-minute videos. And then when shorts started, that's all I would do mostly, except for go live on Tuesdays for Bible study and live on Sundays for preaching, because after COVID, everybody was preaching online. But most of my videos over there were shorts because my goal was to get a scripture to everybody in a minute or less, a minute or 2 minutes. You running, you getting up in the morning, you want to get the word in, spend 2 minutes. And I was getting a lot of views, but those views did not translate to revenue. That's the thing. Shorts do not translate to revenue. Okay. And that didn't really bother me because that really was not my goal over there. Like once I got monetized, let's see. You said you wish you could see all the subscribers. You can see your subscribers. You can go see who subscribed to you if you go into your into the studio. Now, unless because things change, unless somebody has made it private, you can go see. Yeah, not all. Okay, you can't see all. The thing about it is people are now watching YouTube like Netflix, like, Prime videos. YouTube is like a television show. It has replaced cable. So just because a person subscribes does not mean they're committed. And again, if you go into your analytics, you will see that the majority of your views do not come from subscribers. They just don't. And YouTube tells us that. They give it about a 1 to 10%, and 10 is on the high end. Okay. 1 to 5 is good. If you have a 5% ratio of your subscribers watching, then that's pretty good. So that just goes to show that a lot of your subscribers, they don't watch on a regular. And then you have another group, which are viewers who watch consistently, but they haven't subscribed yet. So that's amazing too. Let's see. Calamity says, correct. It's the number one social media. Yes, it has replaced. I heard Kendi say it's replaced Google. He said, I'm starting to focus on long form. Yes, 8 to 10 minutes. Yes, absolutely. Made a schedule and everything. Absolutely. Because if you want to get to monetization, then long form videos is the way to go. And by the way, you guys coming out the gate are doing phenomenal. And I'm not just, saying that. Calamity Jane, Harjurine, Joe is already fully monetized. And probably if she's not monetized on her second channel, she's probably close to monetization. That was, in the words of Kendi, that was gold. The storybooks, that was gold. Like she's got about 5 videos up and every one of them has thousands of views. So that's a good one. Well, they all are good, but yeah, if you want to get monetized, then the long form videos are the way to go. Because like I was saying, after I got monetized, I would have, for the month on the other channel, I might have anywhere between 10 to 20,000 views, but they were shorts. Okay. And that does not translate to coins, period and point blank. And a lot of people, I've seen people become monetized and get disappointed because they thought that they were going to make a lot of money on YouTube. YouTube grows exponentially and it takes time. It takes time and effort and a grind to put out good content or to put out content consistently, that somebody wants to watch. Because I've also learned that there's content for everybody. What I might watch, somebody else might not watch. And definitely what somebody else watches, I might not watch. Okay. But, my daughter was telling me about that from the very beginning because I didn't get it. I was trying to categorize everything. And I was like, no, why do they have so many views? Like, why would somebody watch that? Different channels, but it's somebody out here to watch for everything. Okay, let's see. You want to do long videos, but I don't have anything to talk about. Now, I'm gonna tell you, Miss Toy, your videos, I mean, you should do at least 8 minutes. Your videos are good when you talk about your weight loss. You have a lot to talk about when it comes to the weight loss and the experience that you have. You also, I think your hauls, I'm telling you, I'm giving you this inside tip, okay? And when you make your first big check, I would like a commission. I'm not expecting it, but if you want to be generous and give it to me, I'll take it. Okay? This is my tip for you. You should do GLP-1 clothing hauls. Okay, what I used to wear, what I wear now, how I've had to change my outfits, because your hauls be lit, as the kids say. If that's the right word, you have some good hauls. And then go into your analytics and see what videos have given you the most views and feed off of those. I mean, if you notice, a lot of times big content creators, they might say the same thing over and over again in a different way. That's just what they do, because the analytics is saying that this is popular. So they're gonna take and revamp that, whatever that popular topic is, they're gonna take and revamp it into about 2 or 3 videos. Okay, let me see. Toy says, yes, I need to do more videos. Let's see. Real Journal Talk with V. Miss Toy, they will watch you ramble. You have a great personality. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Let's see. Miss Toy, one of my gardeners was telling us today that you can convert your lives, yes, into long form. Take 8 to 10 minutes out of them, make money twice. Yes, if y'all notice, that's exactly what I did for my tuna fish live that I recently did. I downloaded it, I revamped it, and I put it into my daily tracker video. Absolutely. So you can do that. And I'm getting ready to go back through my old videos on this channel. January for me is going to be repurposed content. Okay. I probably should give it another name. I don't want the algorithm to hear that, but they say, you just have to know how to do it. But like a lot of my videos that are good, that don't have a lot of views, because remember, I've had this channel since 2020. I'm going to go back in, download them because I don't save them. Download them. You can download your own videos and then just revamp them. I might put 1 or 2 together, or just revamp them and put them out again, because you have a different audience. And your short audience is very different from your long video audience. Let's see. When I do the haul, you didn't get many views on the hauls? Oh, okay. Well, there goes my tip. But I think that's a good niche for somebody. Do you watch Jemima? Have you ever Miss Jemima? Do you know? Have you seen her? She started with hauls, then she started another channel of GLP-1. But yeah, she does a lot of hauls and she does really, really good. And now that she's losing weight, it's really good. Hey Joshua, how are you? So glad to have you in the building. She said, JC said, do what Joe is doing. Record at 8 to 10 of your clothing haul, like Kim is saying, and make that time vlog. Yes, yes, make it a vlog. Make it a vlog and talk about how you had to begin to shop again, and what you're buying now and how good you feel about being the size that you are. Absolutely. But you can figure it out. Let's see. Joe does her vlog during her live. Okay, that's smart. Well, when she's saying that, she's not saying that she's saying that well, my understanding is that she's actually she's going to take that content out and make it a vlog. Whatever she's doing in her live, there's a part of it that's going to be part of her live, but then there's another part that's actually she's going to cut that part out and make it a vlog. Correct me if I'm wrong, JC. That's my understanding of what you're saying. Absolutely. Everybody's speaking. You download it to your phone. Yeah, you could. You could. Yeah. I'm going through. Hey, Joshua. Yeah, give it a whirl and see. You can just try and see what works. But yeah, I'm going to be repurposing a lot of content in January. To see. The other thing about monetization is, okay, yeah, she said, yeah. So while she's doing her live, she's actually knowingly doing some part of that live to say, this is the part that I'm going to actually redo. The other thing is, once you get monetized, so excuse me, once you get monetized, YouTube only, and I know you've probably heard this, YouTube only pays you, the base pay is $100. So until you accumulate $100, then you will not get paid from them. They pay once a month and on the 21st. And the good thing, and I'm all over the place, the good thing about being monetized on 2 channels is that the revenue from both channels will be combined into one check. Yes. So between the 2 channels, I should get a couple of coins. So when I got monetized on Pastor Kim's Corner, like I said, I was doing shorts. So I was only on my analytics, on my revenue, it was only showing up about $33, $34, $35 a month. So it would take me 3 months to obtain $100. Okay, between the videos and the shorts. But remember, I was doing mostly shorts. So, so during the course of me having that channel, I've only gotten about between $300-$400 a year. A year. Let me be clear. A year. Okay. But that's okay. And so, you have to do a lot. Now, if you have your memberships, your super chats, and what's the other thing? The memberships, the super chats, and something else. But YouTube takes 30% of that. So, people will try to get memberships and, give perks for the memberships, but the memberships will cause you to get your revenue up too. And so, but again, it's only 70%. So if you have 10 memberships, y'all know, do the math. If you have 10 memberships for $1 each, you're going to get $7 out of that. Okay. Make no mistake. YouTube often makes me think of the casino. It's bright. It's promising, but when you go in, you might have great expectations to win a lot of money. But Vegas is not standing because Vegas is giving away money, okay? That's not why it's there. So YouTube, like I said, some people will get monetized and become greatly disappointed when they see the coins, 2 cents on a video, 5 cents on a video, okay? They, they will become disappointed. And so the grind is not over once you become monetized. Think about it like this. If YouTube is paying $3 per 1,000 views on a long video, okay? $3 per 1,000 views. Now let me get my math together, all right? So then 10,000 views is going to be $30, okay? So 3 times 4 is 12. $120 is going to be 40,000 views. That's how much on average you would have to get per month. Let's say somebody who's got 2,000 subscribers. You're going to need about 40,000 views. If you have between 1 and 2,000 subscribers, and and remember, the subscribers are not translating into your views per se, but you need on average about 40,000 views per month. So that's a lot of lives and a lot of videos. Shorts are probably like 1 cent for 10,000 views of a short. That's how minimal shorts are. Okay, you need something like 90 million short views on a short to get monetized just through shorts. So shorts, like I said, they're not really, they're good to draw traffic to your channel, and they're good to get subscribers. And if you start I know when I was trying to grow, before trying to build up my subscribers on my other channel, I had a TikTok, and I would try to send people from TikTok to YouTube. They might come, but it depends. They probably won't stay, but they're good for subscribers. Okay, let's see. Toy said, I definitely thought I was going to make some good money. You can make some money, but it takes time. 40,000 views a month. Okay, translate that to, to how many videos and how many lives you're putting up per week. You know what I mean? I'm a math person, so that's 10,000 views a week. So if you putting out, 5 videos, then if you putting out 5 videos and 5 lives, you getting 1,000 views on each one of them. And nobody, I don't know who's putting out 5 videos and 5 lives a week to translate that into, but I'm talking about small YouTubers. That's what I'm talking about, small YouTubers. So it takes time to grow the channel. But the good thing is, with the algorithm, once you start growing, all they got to do is get your videos out. Once that algorithm gets your videos out and people start clicking and watching them, it's going to take off, because it's going to put them in more, it's going to the algorithm is going to put your video out there more and more and more and more, because that's what it wants. Theoretically, it does want you to grow, because if you get coins, YouTube, of course, is getting coins. Yes. Get into the connect and grow communities, right? And so that's what I'm saying. Back in the day, we used to call them growth streams. The connect and grow communities are good for subscribers. They are absolutely good for subscribers. Just know that your subscribers may not stick. That's why I never get upset about when people, they can't watch the video, or they don't watch, or whatever the case may be. First of all, life be life and people have lives. I'm very grateful for whoever comes to watch, period. And second of all, I know that the majority of, if I have if I get 100, like my last Munjaro video, right now it's probably at about 120 views. Those I don't have a community of 120 people that I know that are watching my channel. You know what I'm saying? So I know that the majority of those people that are watching it are not necessarily a part of the GLP-1 community that we have. Now I know that the people that are watching it are included in that. They're included in that, but I don't think I have 100 subscribers that are dedicated to watching the channel. Let me see. Let me get up here. Hey, Losing it Grace, how are you? Low carb lifers. I like that. I always call everybody low carb kings and queens. I might change that. Low carb lifers. I like that. Let's see. JC says it helped me get the subs and people who watch my playlist. Yes, yes, absolutely. And that's exactly what they'll do. That's exactly how I got my other channel monetized, because you get that dedicated group. If you watch their playlist, they'll watch your playlist. You know, if you subscribe, they'll subscribe. You know, it's great communities like that. Geo, Boss Life Online, she's one of them. She's been doing what she does for a long time, and she's got a tight-knit community of supporters, you know, but when you go in there, you got to do it her way. Period. Okay. You have to do it. Sometimes I feel bad. I try so hard to like keep up, but it'd be a lot going on. I be trying to keep up. But yeah, if you check out Boss Life Online. Hey, Tracy Satwan, how are you? How you doing? I saw you decorating the tree. I'm gonna come down in your area in a few more days. Yes, indeed. Maybe we can have lunch or something. But yeah, your second tree, that was really pretty. Really pretty. Yeah, listen. I'm telling you, age, we used to go all out. We used to have a tree upstairs in the bonus room, tree downstairs in the living room, tree in the other area. Then who's gonna take all that stuff down? Me and Lorna. Or Lorna. Yeah, so the monetization part, it really takes a grind, and it takes work. Now don't forget, you still, that can include well, as far as money is concerned, it can include your sponsors, and then like I said, your super chats and stuff like that. But yeah, what was I going? Oh, I was going to show y'all something. Hold on one second. Let me see. Let me finish reading the comments. People are speaking. Let's see. Yes. Losing Grace says shorts pay nothing unless you get 6-figure views. Yeah. Yeah. I just said that. Yeah. You need millions. Millions. Let me know. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. I definitely will. And so, yeah, I'm getting ready for my Christmas vacation. I'm excited, a little nervous, and I'm nervous about the eating part because cruises. That's what you do. You eat, but it's all good. We're gonna make it work. So let me see if I can show y'all this real quick. Before I share, I'm gonna go over here to my analytics real quick and see. Hold on, wait a minute. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can share this, just to give y'all an idea of like I said, your audience. You have your dedicated. That's why I said this is a great community. But if you're getting a lot of views, the majority of your views are coming from elsewhere. Well, at least mine. You're going to have to look into your analytics and see, what's going on there. So Let me share my screen real quick. Real quick. So I'm very excited about being monetized, and I'm also excited about like I said, being monetized on both the channels. And that, again, that was the difference. But my to go ahead on, and if you can get monetized within that year or 2 years, go ahead on and do that if possible. If you want to let it grow organically, like I did, it just depends. If people like your content, they're going to watch. So this is I went into my analytics. I went over here to audience, if you're interested. And I got so many windows open. I'm gonna try to blow this up so y'all can see that. Don't do that. Okay, let me come over here. So I hope y'all can see that. So right here it says monthly audience, audience by watch behavior. New viewers watched your channel for the first time. 87%. 87%. Casual viewers are people who watch but have not subscribed. They watch more than once. Watched your channel in up to 5 months over the past year. 7.7%. They just don't want to commit. I don't even know why. If y'all end up watching this later on, this 7%, just go ahead on and hit the button. I mean, really, it's free. It don't cost nothing. And then my regular viewers, which is 4%, watched your channel in 6 or more months over the past year. That's regular viewers. We're the subscribers. We're the subscribers. Let's see. So again, that's giving you an idea. If you go into your analytics, you'll be able to see that. That's giving you an idea of what people are watching. Let's see. All of these right here, look at this. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see that over here. 1,700. That's a short. All of these are shorts that are getting all of those views. Okay? So you just got to go in and look at your analytics and see, what's what, and get an idea of some of your most watched content. Let's see. Let me see. Yes, you can. Hold on one second. I'm looking at JC, but I'm reading. Let me see. This comment says, right, Miss Toy, monetization is overrated. Wait. I mean, it's kind of like teaching, Miss Toy. You got to be in it for more than the money. You have to be in it for more than the money. You will do well on the cruise. Just eat breakfast and dinner. Yeah, skip lunch. Okay, that's a good idea. Because I've been eating breakfast and lunch when now that I'm tracking, just for tracking purposes. And yeah, let's see. Can you do 365 days? Let me go back and see. 365. Hold on. Let me make it smaller because I done blew it up. Oh, give me 1 second so I can see what we're looking at. Okay, so this is the last 365 days. That says monthly audience. Let's see. Popular with different audiences. New. Oh, I'm supposed to be showing y'all. Let me share my screen. Okay, hold on. Hold up. Let me get over here. Now, y'all know. Don't be like my daughter. She's like, Mom, what are you doing? Come on. I'm like, girl, if you don't shut up. I don't say shut up. I'm just like, if you don't be quiet. All right, here we go. So this is for 365 days. This is the audience. I'm gonna make it bigger so y'all can see it. It still says 86%. I don't know why, but it's still saying that. Okay. Let's see. Content. It'll tell you pretty much. I don't know what this is. New views, regular views, shorts. Those shorts, I don't know if y'all can see that. 149,000, 73%, 78%. If this is over 365 days, that's what I'm talking about. 78% was shorts, and only 16% were videos. I don't know if y'all can see that. Published content. And so for me, that's a miracle that I still got monetized, because that's a lot of views on shorts. But I took those shorts down, and now I'm having to put them back up. And chat said, I had to talk to my chat's name is Thor. I had to ask Thor, get Thor's opinion. And Thor said, don't put them all back up at one time. Because when I first started putting them back up, I was putting like 30 at a time. They were like, no. I said, let me check. So they were like, no. I mean, they got a whole process. I'll be uploading shorts for the next 4 months. But I'm going to upload a lot while I'm away. I'm going to do about 3 a day. But it said, don't do, you don't want to throw the algorithm out of whack. So let me see. Let me see the comments. Losing the grades, you get a lot of views. Does that help with your pay? Let's see. JC says, Kim, can you update by 365 days versus 28 days? Yeah, I believe you. Yes, I think you can. Maybe something that I didn't push. I'm going to have to do a whole video, and go through it. Let's see. Man, here's a question for you, Miss Toy. What do you consider good pay? Yeah, now that's a good question. I mean, if it's a side hustle, that's why I fuss at my daughter, because she started after me and she got monetized before me on my other channel. So my other channel, I started in July of 2019 and I was monetized by November of 2020. So she started in February of 2020 and she got monetized before I did. So she was monetized before November of 2020. And she was doing wig reviews. And she was getting people, companies were sending her wigs. They were sending her products. And she was getting a couple $100, anywhere between $200 and $400 a month. But she had gotten also up to 5,000 subscribers. And I was like, I'll take that. I thought that was good. But then she was like, I don't want to get stuck doing wigs. I was like, it's a video. You could take the wig off after the video is over. Yada, yada, yada. But yeah, so that's a good question, Grace. What do you consider good money? I mean, if you look at it as passive income, to a point, because some people who have cooking channels, they're definitely going to have passive income. Because every time the holidays roll around, people are going to watch, how do you make this? How do you make that? So that's definitely a form of passive income. Miss Toy is so funny. I love Miss Toy. She said, more than the $4 I'm getting. And you're not getting that till you hit that $100 threshold. That's the thing. That $100 threshold. I did get a check in November, but I hit the threshold. But like I said, okay, let me see. Real Journal Talk with VC. I question those new viewers. I think some people who watch other content creators watch your channel as a guest. Well, You know, a lot of times for me, you want everybody to watch your channel, but you want people who are not necessarily content creators to also watch your channel, because those are the people who are watching YouTube like TV. I mean, you're a content creator, V. I'm a content creator. You know how hard it is to try to watch everybody else's channel that you're friends with, you're committed to, that you want to see. You know how hard it is to watch everybody's channel and push out your own content. Something gets sacrificed. Either you don't watch somebody's channel or you don't get your content done, period. you know? And I'm like, my whatever, I'm in my older age of ADD or whatever it is, I'll start out doing something, working. That's why I can't cut the TV on when I'm working on editing, because I'll get caught up in the movie or I'll get caught up on what's on YouTube. So in order for me to just get it done, and I had Chat make another schedule for me. So I'm trying to abide by my new schedule. In order to get it done, I have to shut some things down. I'm gonna have to go back and watch Kim J, because I missed her live. I go live on Tuesdays and she goes live on Tuesdays. But usually I'll try to pop in her live when I finish. But after my live last night on my other channel, I was trying to get my tracking video up, which I was so tired. I worked until 2 o'clock to upload it. Then when I got up this morning to see, it was unlisted. I didn't even list it. That's another thing too, y'all. When you become monetized, you got to remember to turn the monetization on, because previously you didn't have to do that. But now you literally have to turn that monetization on before you publish. I can't tell you how many times on my other channel I would publish and didn't turn the monetization on. So, the little coins that you're getting, you're going to lose those. Tracy said $4 for what? Tracy Toy, Tracy Toy, she means the $4. You know how you will get a video and the video will tell you what your revenue is. If you go into the studio, it'll tell you how much you made on that video. And then you can find out how much you made on the individual videos, and then you can find out how much you made totally for the month. Let's see. JC says, I would say if I got paid for what I'm doing for free and all I do is record it, it's a good pay. Okay. Here come Toy. I say, listen, it's gonna take me a minute to get my money back, because listen, I'm enjoying Suno, Epidemic Sound for music. I pay for Canvas, whatever one it is. I pay for that so I can have my fancy thumbnails. Toy said, I'm already in a career for more than the money. Now I got another one with no money. It's so funny. But that's the thing, JC. You said but that's the thing. To me, that's the authenticity of YouTube. We are not producers. We are not directors. That's part of my problem like I said, I love editing. If I could find me a job editing, I probably would do that. But, a side hustle. But the unprofessionalism of YouTube is, to me, what makes it authentic, and I'm kind of like, I can't even describe. But yeah, I think that makes it authentic. I watch a lot of channels. And I watch people who have a lot of subscribers and people who don't have a lot of subscribers. I watch cooking shows. I watch homestead shows. And it just doesn't matter. There's no form of perfection that's going to make somebody watch you. Somebody might like to watch you just to see your mistakes, but they still watching. I'm talking about me. I mean, there's just no rules when it comes to watching YouTube. That's what I've learned. People like what they like or don't like what they don't like. They'll still watch you even if they don't like it. Ask B Love. If y'all watch B Love, she probably has more haters. Well, I ain't gonna say more haters than subscribers, but yeah, she gets a lot of haters. But some people just like to watch, just to watch. So let's see. JC says, so it's the same percentage for audience by behavior. What you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. It's the same percentage for audience by behavior. Hmm. You'll have to come back and explain that one. Yes, I had to give Chad a name. Okay, so let's see. Losing the Gray says, definitely more than $4, but my ignorant self thought it was going to be 1,000. Without those views, it's just not happening. 2,000 views is mediocre, to be honest. I just lost. I just want 100. What is that? 100,000 views. What is that? I want just 100,000 views. I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, like I said, you're gonna need that. So if you look at your big YouTubers, your people who have 100,000, 200,000, whatever, they're not getting, a lot of them may not be getting less than 10,000 views on a video. And I promise you, if they're getting 4, 5, or 6,000 views, they're going to put another video up because they need to get about 20,000 views in a week to get those coins that they need for 4 weeks to add up to a month. And there's a site, you can't really go by it very well, but there's a site called Social Blade. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of it, but it'll give you an estimate. But just know that Social Blade gives you a wide range of what people are making, and it's usually off by thousands. So, for example, if Social Blade says somebody is making 500, they're probably making a couple thousand. But yeah, that's a site that you could go and check out. You could plug in anybody's channel unless the person has decided, and I don't know how they do that, but unless somebody has decided that they don't want their channel to be seen there, then it's very few channels that I used to look at it a lot back in the day. There's very few channels that I've seen that you can't really tell, what they make. Oh, okay. I did it already. Okay. Let's see. JC says, Graves, you get a lot of consistent views like in your long form. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You do. I don't know how often. Oh, you said like Joe's 100K. My bad. Like Joe's 100K. I don't know how often you look at your analytics, but it looks like you look at it a lot because you be on point. Those protein videos, and that's what I'm saying. You give them what they want. Protein, 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 protein. Twan gives them what they want. What I made for breakfast. What I made for lunch. Pack my bag with me. This is what I'm eating. If you want to know how to eat right, this is what you do. So, it just takes time. The weight of me. Hey, how are you? Miss Toy says Joe has 100K views. Yeah. One of her recent videos, I don't know if it was a video or short, she had about 30,000 views. But then her other channel, that bedtime story, she's killing that. I think listen, if I was her, I'd be spending more time over there on the bedtime stories. How are you, Mia? How's it going? Let's see. JC says, I'd rather have consistent high numbers when I last versus the occasional viral. Absolutely. But know this, all it takes is a viral. You can get one viral and it's like your 15 minutes of fame. take it and run with it. If you get one viral video, then you just have to run with that niche, whatever you call it. Because sometimes one viral will cause somebody to veer off in a different direction because they want to keep putting that content out because that's what people want to see. You know, it's kind of like, it makes me think of like a famous singer or a famous group. They go, you ever heard them say, well, you may have not heard them say this, or a famous actor. Like they get stuck in a role because everywhere they go, people want to see that role. I don't care how many times they've seen it. You're gonna have to play that role, or you're gonna have to sing that song in Europe and wherever you are. You're gonna sing it. You could have sung it 1,000 times. It doesn't matter. And so that's, to me, that's how it is with YouTube. If you find that the algorithm is liking what you're doing in a certain area, then you have to keep doing it. Now, some people feel like, look, this is my channel. I want to be free to vlog and do what I want to do. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You're not interested in the algorithm or the coins or whatever the case may be. You know, you have to decide. Let's see. Miss Toy, Losing Grace says, her second channel, yes, the children's books. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Twan, $4 a video. That's what Twan is asking you, Miss Toy. $4 a video. Is that what you get? Hey, Candy K, how are you? Candy K all day is in the building. Real Journal Talk with V says correct. Y'all don't forget to type get low if you want to share your channel. I think we all know each other in here. Let's see. Gray's kids channels will get those numbers and will cruise. And so cruising only channels. Yeah. And see, that's the thing, you know, if you're a vlogger, it takes longer to become monetized and popular, but people will stick with you if they like you. Like Edna Bug, she does a lot of cruises and stuff, but it takes a little longer because you don't really have a niche or a niche. You just kind of I'm vlogging my life, you know. But once people connect with you, they'll usually stay. They usually have a lot of dedicated subscribers. The vloggers. Losing It Gray says, oh, and the reason why I was saying that, JC, is because, you know, you might want to share other things on your channel, but you know, it's just a question of where the algorithm is in that moment, you know? Like I'm going to share my cruise on my GLP-1 channel. Which has nothing. Well, I guess I could tie it in through what I'm eating. You know, I guess that's the key. Losing the Grace, Twan, you get great views, especially with such a large sub base. Would you consider it good pay? Okay, Twan, they trying to get in your business. Trying to see. Candy K says, if the bulk of your subs are also creators, well, that's a pyramid that is going to collapse. Absolutely, because again, you know, you want the people who are not so much content creators. And again, a sub is a like. A sub is I like your content and I want to see it again. A lot of people think a sub is a commitment, like a lifelong commitment. No, it's not. It really isn't. And some people watch and never comment, y'all. They watch and never comment. JC, you're so right. Mia, time involved versus how much income you make for it. Well, yeah. That's definitely in the long run. And you have to be, if you want to be on YouTube and you really seriously thinking about making money, you would have to be in it for the long haul. Because like I said, it grows exponentially. So you have to be. And I just saw I don't know if y'all watch. I think her name is Donna's Creations. And they're about at 200, and her and her husband, about at 250,000 subscribers. You know, Now, again, that could yield them anywhere between a solid 2,500 to 12, 13,000 solid views at 250,000 subscribers. Solid committed subscriber views could be anywhere, like I said, between 2,500 to, let's say, 20,000. And you can see that. You'll be able to see that in the numbers. You'll be able to see that in the numbers. So, but yeah, they're doing fantastic. That's what I was saying. But she was just talking about they've been in the game for 10 years. So how long did it take them to get to 250,000? I don't know. But they've been in the YouTube game for 10 years. And at 250,000 subscribers, I would venture to say they're making some decent money. Some decent money. Let me see. Let me see. And you really can't go by this. You can't go by. Hold on a second. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna see what's in. Bop, 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 bop. And I don't even know her name. I'm just randomly looking. If I find her, I'll share my screen. Oh, it's moving slow. Nope. That's not her. Have y'all ever seen that channel, Donna's Creations? Let's see. I'm coming back to the chat in 1 minute, 1:30 seconds. My laptop is moving slow. Let me come over here while I'm waiting. Let's see what y'all saying. Oh, hi, Mia. Somebody speaking to Mia. Let's see. Kendi K says network and growth with other creators, but at the same time, channel grow an organic community of viewers who love your content. Yeah. And we have for me, we have no control over that. We have no control over the people that love our content or watch our content. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just never gonna balance out the way that we think, the way that we think it is. We try to bring logic to it, but one thing for certain and two things for sure, there is not a lot of logic on YouTube. It's just people watch what they watch. I could call some names out of channels that people watch, and I'm talking about big subscribers, big content creators, I mean. But you might not think their content is worthy. Let me see. What's the name of her channel again? Beautiful Donna's, what is it? Beautiful 2 Creations with Donna. Beautiful 2 Creations with Donna. Beautiful 2. Let me see if I can find her. And then I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. All right. So let me come over here. So remember, though, you cannot take this at face value. Social Blade is so low on the income of on what's going on in the channel. Like I said, if Social Blade says the person is earning about 3,000, they may be earning twice as much or 3 times as much. Okay. So I share this with precaution. So this is just a creator that, like I said, I thought about 250. She has another channel, but she has 359,000 subscribers. So she's earning a pretty penny. So here it says views for the last 30 days. 971,000 views. And so if you're getting let's just say on the low end, if you're getting $1 for every 1,000 views, okay? Somebody do the math. If you're getting $1 for everyone. So it says here that she's so that's what 9,700. So here it says she's earning the estimated between $243 and $3,900 a month. Again, that's on the low end. It could be 3 times that much, and this right here tells you that, because if she got 971,000 views in 30 days, like I said, at $1 a view, which we know her RPM is probably not $1. She's made more than $9,700, if my calculations are right. Okay. So, yeah, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so this gives you an idea. But again, it's on the super low end. Don't count this as law. It's on the super low end. So. And then let's not forget the sponsorships and all of that kind of stuff. You know, you don't want to forget those. Okay, let me get back over here. Losing it, Grace. Kendi K said, IMO. You know, listen, IMO. Okay, I must be way up in the chat. I know we see a lot of us in the lives, but when you see the data, usually it's the same 50 content creators. So for the most of us, that's but a fraction of our subs. Yes, exactly. And you're being generous when you say 50. You're being very generous. Absolutely. That's why I say I don't get caught up in who watches, who doesn't watch, because I know as content creators, we're all busy. We're all trying to create our own content. And at the end of the day, when your numbers come out, you know, if they're 50 or more, then you know that, well, let's just say if they're 100 or more, you know that those are not, you know, your probably not your dedicated subscribers. Let me put it that way. All right, let's see. Kendi K, that is correct. I guess that is what I question. Let me see. What did you question, Kendi? Kendi K, what'd you say? Network. Okay. Network and grow with other creators, but at the same time, channel time, grow an organic community of viewers who love your content. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Antoine, you have a daughter who's on YouTube too. I'm going to tell you something. My daughter was like, you baby boomers do the most. If you get on YouTube and you produce good content, people will watch, period. They will never have to make a friend with you. They will never get to know you. They will just watch your content. That's what she said to me from the beginning. But you know, we are of a particular age, in the words of Kendi K, so we like to do things a little different. But there are people out there who don't, you know, they don't engage with their subscribers per se. You know, they just put out content. And people who like that content, like that niche, like that subject, they watch, period, point blank. So I feel like I don't have any control over who watches my channel. They just, you know, and if they like it enough to subscribe, then that's great. But I know for fact, for me, that I'm going to get far more viewers watching than subscribers. And that's a statistic from YouTube, for real, y'all. Okay, let's see. Losing it grades. I know we see a lot of us in the lives. Okay, yeah, I read that. Okay, let's see. Real talk with V. Kendi K, yes, I read that part. Sorry. Let me get on through here. Losing it, Grace says, so much time, Mia. Now I want to quit because there's so much work editing. Yes, yes, and you're a good editor too, with all your little pictures and stuff. Editing is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, okay? And I will watch my video about 5 times before I upload it. Stupid. It just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And I'm, editing, pushing it close together, just doing all kind of crazy stuff. Let's see. Candy K says, I forget to enable monetization 50% of the time. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm having to do. Let's see. Let's see. Twan says, my views have been low lately. The pay varies because I'll get paid more money on videos with lesser views than a video with more views. Yeah, that's the RPM too, right? It depends. It depends on what it's about. Depends on what the content is about. Toy says, I definitely can do the children's books. Nobody watches YouTube more than kids. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I got my third channel. We should have been done that. Not necessarily books, but we should have been done a children's channel. Toy, Miss Toy, any educator. I got my third one in the working, but I'm not gonna say nothing. I said once I got this monetized. But yeah. Because it's so many people at school. Teachers watch YouTube. Teachers put YouTube on for kids. But a lot happened with the children and the money part and the comment part. Because trolls were trolling kids and trolling people's kids in videos and stuff. It was really bad at one point. I don't know if y'all knew about that. I mean, yeah, it was bad. You have to be careful because you got all kinds of people out here, on YouTube. So yeah, you just got to be careful when the kids start getting involved and stuff like that. Let's see. It depends on the ads watched and how long the ads were watched. Yes. That's what Twan says. Ken DK says, what I know for sure is that most creators have more subs who never comment. Don't lose sight of that. Absolutely. Oh, more subs that don't comment. Yeah, I could see that. I could absolutely see that because, listen, guilty. I try to comment, but like I said, a lot of times at the end of the day, like I need the TV to go to bed. I'm not a person that can cut my TV off. So I have my TV set on a timer to go off at 3:00, literally in the morning. I put it on, I have it on low, but I can still hear what I'm watching, but it's going to go off at 3:00. I think it's 2:30, 3:00, something like that. But when I'm watching on TV and I'm in the bed, I don't always comment. Is that what you said? Yeah, I don't always comment. And sometimes I'll go back on my phone for a video that I've previously watched and make a comment. But like I said previously, sometimes people will have the timer piece on so that they can see what time the person made a comment. I don't want to do all that. Because like I said, I could make a comment in the morning at the beginning of the video, but I done watched it last night. So, let's see. Losing His Grace says, Miss Toy, go for it. Sounds like a guaranteed, and you don't have to show any kids' faces. Girl, don't you turn that camera on in that school. That's all I'm going to say. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't turn that camera on at school. Listen, I was showing my Stanley cup. I was nervous. YouTube is a hobby at this moment. A hobby. Oh my gosh. Hey, Reset with Anissa. How are you? I hope I said your name right. So glad to have you in the building. I know, Twan. That's the truth. That is the absolute truth. Stop editing so much. That's the truth. Does anybody, I can have 40 minutes of, what I've vlogged or whatever, put like 4 or 5 videos together. That's 40 minutes. And by the time I finish, it's down to like 15 minutes. And that's how much editing I'm doing. Okay, let's see. JC says, here's the thing. There are people with 100 plus subs, millions of views, and all they do is a show, a picture, and play music. Yes, you can do everything and nothing, and this works for some. Absolutely. Absolutely. But they did crack down on some of that this year. They cracked down on a lot of um, the AI channels. Now you have to have some words or a voice or something. Because my daughter, in fact, she started a faceless AI, a lo-fi channel, lo-fi music channel. And they're cracking down on that. But yeah, it could be anybody can do anything. It just depends. It just depends. People are speaking. And DK, yes, YouTube is a space for me to talk. I get it. Beautiful, I'm calling. Hey, how are you? So glad to have you in the building. We are chatting it up about YouTube and monetization. I did get monetized on Tuesday. I was watching those hours like a hawk because it was so close. And like I said, because I was losing hours, it would go down. It was like 39.77, 39.62, 39.83. I was like, oh, come on. So yeah, we're talking about monetization and the hard work that comes after monetization to get some coins, okay? And when I say coins, I do mean coins. Mia says, Graves, I don't have any, I don't know anything about editing, but I can guess it's really time consuming. I like posting my deals or protein finds, or maybe some information I find out. It's time consuming. Mia, I did not know. Are you a content creator, Mia? I didn't know that. I feel so bad. Wait a minute. Okay. Anyway, Kidney says a watch is a watch. I know that's right. I know that's right. Let's see. Twan says, how much are you all wanting to make a month from Google? That's a good question. That's a good question. V is speaking. That's a good question. Let's see, JC. Then you have people on live all day. Yes, and I mean all day. I'm like, no one, no one is that interested. So yes, for sure, all day. Well, people will pop in and out of, pop in and out of the lives just to see what's going on. It's tough out here. It's tough out here in these YouTube streets, for real. For real. All day. Losing it, Grace says, Twan, but that it's the teacher in me. I can't stop. I feel you on that. I do feel you on that, losing it, Grace. Yes. I do. Yes. Yes. It's the old rope-a-dope. I think we all expected more revenue. Absolutely. And then you get hooked. You get hooked on doing that. But like I said, I've seen people who got monetized and were disappointed to the nine. Like, what? 2 cents? 2 cents a view? Mm-mm. Let's see. Mia said, well, being on a live all day is pretty crazy. Most people don't have time like that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Twan, people are speaking. Toy says, Twan, I want to make enough to pay for this next surgery. Girl, pay for the next surgery. You listen. You gonna have to do a lot. Well, you need a couple of viral videos, a couple of them. Kitty says you're right. They're not watching. uh, uh, uh. Mia says, I enjoy lives the most because of all the interaction and differences of views and tips and tricks. Really? Okay, that's interesting. That you enjoy lives the most. I don't know that I enjoy. Well, the people I know, I enjoy their lives. But when I go, I got burnt in a live before, so I got kicked out of a live in my early YouTube days. So I'm very leery about lives. I'm very like, I'll be in the bushes, especially if it's somebody that I don't know or haven't watched or something like that. Yeah, I could be in the bushes on somebody's live because, yeah, when I first got started, I definitely got kicked out of a live. Reset with Vanessa says, I think Grays meant Joe. Yes, from Joe. Yes, Joe sleep with some John Johnny, but she has that other channel. She's talking about Joe's bedtime stories. That is, in the words of Kendi K, that is gold. The storybook, and did y'all see how she will make it personal if the parent will email her and say they want their child's name to be personally put in the bedtime story? Come on. Clever girl. I love it. I love it. I want to see people win. I want to see people win for real. V says to Twan, I'm just trying to get to 1K one day at a time. Yeah. So if you're trying to get to 1K, this is my humble opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. You got to do shorts. Shorts, 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 shorts. I did 3 shorts a day just as a test. Coming from Thor, I did 3 shorts a day, and I promise you, my subscribers increased. And I batched them. I did 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. And scheduled them, batched them, scheduled them, and sent them out. And my numbers that pushed me into the 1K of Low Carb Queen. That's why I got so many shorts now. Yeah, everybody is telling. Twan says, "Do more videos, Miss Toy." Everybody's telling you, Toy, do more videos. You don't think you have anything to say, but you do. JC says, "I just don't know why what they're talking about all day. I get tired of talking at work in my normal life." Yeah, yeah. Like, who can talk that much? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, listen, being live, Y'all, y'all have stretched me for real. Cause I'm gonna give anything an hour, and especially on the PK on my Pastor Kim side. I've been in church all my life with the blankets on the pews. Mm-mm. I'm gonna give it an hour. I am not a long-winded preacher most of the time. Most of the time. Yes, you want to start making videos daily? Okay, and build it around something. Build it around something. Do you use chat? Miss Toy, do you use chat? If you use chat, then you can use chat and they'll give you some ideas on how to build your channel. You can just, take some of them. You don't have to take all of them. JC says too, and Anissa, yes, she was talking about her children's channel, which has different rules for monetization. Yeah, absolutely. Because some children's channels you can't even comment on. I'm going back to once a week videos. I get higher views once a week and it's less editing. Yeah, see, that's good. I'm actually I'm actually making my videos shorter. And when I say shorter, less than 20 minutes, and I'm breaking it up simply because it takes too much time to talk about the injection, to talk about what I ate in a day for the week, and to put all of that up. Because I might have 10 or 15, like I said, videos of what I ate during the course of the week. Now I got to take all of that and put it together in a video. So I'm working on just breaking that up. And that's part of my reason for the tracking in a day, because that's not a long video. And then that once a week talk about, the injection and, if any changes have been made. By the way, if y'all have not seen Keto Granny, she just started Zepbound. She has joined the GLP-1 community and she's doing good. She is doing good. Okay, let's see. Okay, Twan said, I made almost $1,200 a month one time on here. Woo! Yes. Y'all heard her say one time on here, almost $1,200 a month. So that's good. Listen, that's great. Was that in your latter part? Because you had what, about 30,000 subscribers now. Was that on that end or was that on the lower subscriber end? That's the question. I'm way behind in the chat. I hate that when I'm like, are they way behind? I must be way behind. Somebody is saying awesome to Twan. All right, I'm going to try to get to the bottom. Let's see. Anissa, yes, I was just about to say that. Less is more with YouTube in a single day. One long, one short every couple of days. Yeah. That's good, Twan. Twan says, yes, and this I just told Tamika that, however, you will grow faster with more videos. I believe that. I believe that. You be pumping them out. You be pumping those videos out. Let's see. I thought it's the brand deals and products given are the biggest money income for creators. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody speaking. Losing the Grace says, see, Twan, that was my expectation, but it hasn't been reality. My hubby says to hang with it, to keep it growing and see what happens. Oh, that's good. And that's good that he's supportive. That is very good. Let's see. I'll keep going at least until I turn the year in April 2026. Okay. If the income is not growing, then I don't know anymore. So your year will be in April of 2026 that you've been on YouTube. That's good, girl. That's phenomenal. That is good. Yeah, you're monetized already and you haven't even been on a year? Is that what you're saying, Grace? Come on. All right, let's see. Niche isn't my thing, and I know that will cause me to take forever. Niche doesn't last forever. One thing will turn it off if you get too niche. If anything, I'm focusing on lifestyle. Yes, but even the lifestyle part is good. Even the lifestyle part is good because the chickens have taken off. People love the chickens. I love the chickens. So I think that's good. And then you made the pasta. You had to get a lot of views on that. That was good. So your lifestyle is good. And I'm telling you, if you look at your overall views, because I did, looked at yours, looked at Harjarine's. Well, Joe, we know is off the charts. Hermione, hers are good too. But you guys are, if y'all not at 100,000 views yet, y'all are almost there. That's good. Because y'all just started. That's really good. All right, let's see. Losing it gray. Mia might be, I've yet to accept anything because I don't want to push products and become a telemarketer, essentially. What? If they're going to pay you, you don't want to push them? Well, you gotta, I guess you gotta believe in what you're promoting. But like I said, my daughter used to get stuff and then they would be like, we want you to do this. The video has to be this long. She didn't really know how much to charge. Sometimes, a couple times they asked her, what's your fee? Keep going, Grace, and earn money with brand deals. Yep. Okay. We're conversating, Kendi. Okay, let's see. I'm 15 minutes behind. Okay, I'm getting ready to go down and dig my new vibration plate out of the snowbank. The delivery driver left it at the end of my lane by a group of mailboxes instead of bringing it down to my house. Oh my gosh. Woo wee. Hey. Hey, Niecy. Kim J is in the building. Everybody is speaking to Kim J. Let's see. I'm refocusing my GLP-1, says JC, just as one tool in my health. GLP-1 audiences who are not creators stick to the person or persons they found. They don't trickle. Okay. Yeah. But it's still about, it's still about, um, I don't necessarily want to say personality. It's still about what the viewers like about you, because everybody's personality is different, but it's still what they, if they like you, they like you, and if they don't, they don't. So people are speaking. Yeah, they don't trickle to every GLP content creator. I get that. Yeah. How large do you think the GLP-1 audience is? Oh, it's humongous. It's humongous. For real. There are GLP-1 content creators that have a lot of subscribers. Kenny K says, if I had to do it all over again, I would have started YouTube with a friend or two and we'd be getting that money. The big. Indeed. With a friend or two. Yeah. And that's how I tried to start when I started with Pastor Kim's Corner. I had a small group in the church, we were talking about, I was introducing YouTube to them, and she's the only one that stuck with it. She and I, we're still here. Okay, let's see. JC says, so it doesn't make sense for me and what to focus on just one single thing in a health journey. Yeah, I think if you're doing a health journey, period, I feel the same way. I'm using the GLP-1, but I really want to try to focus on eating better and healthier because that's what I need to do for me. I need to eat healthier. And I need to be able to, y'all hear me say it all the time, I'm hoping I don't have to stay on the GLP-1, So if I don't have to, by then my healthy lifestyle will have clicked in. So I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm so far. Okay. I'm not posting your comment, Kendi. I'm not posting your comment. She's talking about going down the rabbit hole of data. It takes one to know one. That's all I'm gonna say. It takes one to know one. You and I are data driven. We know that. JC says, Grace, I would need to do aggregate of all the channels, but the audience versus the creator is a significant difference. Yes. I mean, yeah, you just got to look at the analytics for that. The audience, yes, absolutely. Evelyn says, I feel the same way. Let's see. JC says, if I was here a year ago, I would feel different. But the niche has been captured in the GLP-1 space. Yeah, absolutely. But still, you still came out from a different angle because you came out with type 1 diabetes as opposed to type 2. So, I mean, that alone is a different type of health journey. Another question, how do y'all manage the trolls, negative comments, and hate? Some comments are so mean. I try to remember, Darren, what others say about me is not my business, but heck, it still burns. So for me, I don't now if you can't comment on my channel if you're not a subscriber. So if you're going to troll me, you're going to have to be subscribed to me. And a lot of times trolls are kids. I mean, it just depends. If it's a school day and you get a lot, and school is out, and you get a lot of trolls, and it's teenagers, And I mean, you being a teacher, I don't know what grade you teach. I taught high school, so you have to have tough skin. So it doesn't really, I just don't allow trolls in. Like I said, if you want to troll me, you won't have to comment. And I will put a troll out in a heartbeat. I won't even give it a second thought. I won't even give it like, oh, well, maybe you mean this or mean that. I don't have the time. Not that it bothers me anything, but you're just not going to come in and try to govern the conversation with your trolling. I was in somebody else's live and they made me a wrench. Made me a moderator. And a troll came in and I've timed them out. And after they got back then, it was like, who timed me out? Like they knew the person whose live it was, the person, I guess they were a friendly troll. But I was like, see, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for friendly trolls. You know, nope. Oh, JC, that's a good one. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through the chat. I said that too. When I got my first troll, I was like, yes, I have arrived. I've got trolls. I think I was walking. I was on a live walking and I got a couple of trolls. And I forgot the kid's name, but he was talking. I was like, I can't really take you seriously with your name. Bye. Hey, the Bossway is in the building saying hello to everybody. Yes, indeed. They come to the lives, but my mods take care of them while I talk to them. It's like one for an entire hour. Yeah. You know, you just can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. That's why I was in Coach Mean's ring when Twan and Joe were in there. And I was like, where are your mods? Because the trolls started coming. I was like, where are your mods? And she was like, I don't get rid of my trolls. I was like, okay, got you. That's what I put in the live. Okay, got you. You know, everybody's channel is different. They do what they want on their channel. So she said she don't get rid of hers. So I sat down. Like I was ready. Losing the Gray says, if we go based on Twan, Countess, Brittany, downsized, okay, Dave, we're looking at least audience at least 30K and only a fraction are creators. There you have it. There you have it. Yes, indeed. Losing his grace. I hope they stay away. Yeah, you can't pay them any mind. And if you give them that type of attention, they're just gonna come back. But like I said, you know, make them have to be subscribed for about, you know, however long, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And if they want to comment that bad, they will subscribe. And then you can go in once they've subscribed, you know, you can do that anyway. You can go in and block them so they can't come back if you want. But Evelyn says, yes, Jen, I also didn't want the algorithm to get used to the weight loss videos only, which is why I've started to get back to my original topics prior to GLP-1 journey. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, and you have good topics. It's just probably going to take the algorithm a minute to figure out. You know, that's the thing. But let's see. Miss Toy says, losing the grades. I haven't gotten any negative comments, but if I do, I will just block them. Oh, Anissa says, I'm under 700 subscribers, so no trolls. Oh my gosh. Yes, I agree. JC says, Evelyn, you could easily have a lifestyle check. And let me tell you something. People love couple channels. They do. So you listen, they do. Just be ready, though. Just be ready, because they do love the couples channels and they do love conversations about couples and marriage and all of that. But be ready. That's all I'm going to say. Be ready. Let's see. JC says powerlifting alone and your hubs. Sometimes Marlon don't want to act right. My goodness. Oh, listen. I try my best. I try my best. Nissa says, thanks for the live. No, losing the grades. JC says, yes, I agree. Some folks are just shopping and doing lives and they get tons of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Kendi said, the only channel I have my eyes on as far as revenue is my own. One thing is for sure, you stand to make far more money, substantially more money off brand deals. Okay. Okay, yeah. I hear you. Let's see. JC says, haha, I'm going to create a channel for my husband and prove my theory. Yeah, listen, people like husbands. People, yeah, they like, like I said, they like couples and all of that. They do. Um, Networking with all your interests helps. Yes. And it's just a question of what you'll tolerate. Oh, Felicia's in the building. Hey, Queen. JC says he's going to be doing some work on his truck, and I'm going to do like 6 separate vlogs for him. He'll Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I told somebody one time, I was like, because their husband kept popping in. They just kept popping in. I was like, put your husband in there. He just keep popping in. He want to be in there. Oh, it's okay. It is really okay. Yeah. Tony used to, he wouldn't mind being in the videos at all. But he just don't have no filter. Yes. Okay, let's see. Reset. Vanessa says, Grace, do lives, no editing. Oh, that's so hard. Oh, you said do live so that there'll be no editing. I thought you were saying do it with no editing. Felicia, you are fine. I'm seeing you and Kim J with the Zumba. No, you'd be surprised though. Some people don't edit. Some people do not edit at all. And it doesn't mean anything. You know, they just post it is what it is. Mia said, get Marlon in line. JC says, Miss Toy, I don't do as much editing as I should. Yeah, I am with you, Miss Toy. Yeah, it's okay. Let's see, I'm going through. Evelyn said, you know Mia, he's a reformed thug. Oh my gosh. That is funny. That is funny. That was a good live. Was it? Yeah, that was a good live y'all did. I watched the replay. We won't talk about that, Evelyn. Glad you're not alone. Oh yeah, you're fine. JC says, Evelyn, maybe our husbands can do a collab. Let them earn the money. I know that's right. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, because when Tony used to come on, I used to get more views. I used to get more views when he came on. Mm. I'll be the first to admit I don't love the Vlogtober and Vlogmas. I can't keep up with everyone's stuff. I know why it happens. I'll pick one video a week when that is going on for me to comment. Yeah, yeah. It's more for out there than it is for in here. It's because people like to watch Vlogtober and Vlogmas and stuff like that. So, you know, the viewers like to watch it, so they'll scroll through or whatever and watch it. Oh, Mia says Vlogmas is boring. No. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, monetization. Monetization. It's official. I'm getting some coins. Well, I had the partial monetization and I did get a check in November. And this is, like I said before, this is my second channel. So the 2 channels combined should get me some coins. Get me started on these coins, y'all. I may be able to go get my nails and feet done. Okay. I don't know. I used to could, now it's so high. I might only be able to get one done. Let's see. JC says, at least my chicken hatched some eggs during my 25-hour. Oh my gosh. Oh, Mia's asking what surgery. Oh, you getting your arms done. Oh my gosh. Mia says, I would love to see an exercise routine to focus on helping us prepare for skin removal surgery. Oh, maybe a video on all things you need to buy. One about fajas or supportive garments to buy, to wear. Wow. Yeah, that's a biggie. Or before and after surgery. Toy says, I'm definitely going to do videos on everything this time, but I'll do it closer to the time. Yeah, now that's a watch. That's a big watch. I would think that people would want to see that. Let's see. I see a question coming. I'd love to hear more on your other surgery, Miss Toy. Yeah, and you have to decide, how personal that is and how much of that you want to share. Because even if you just talked about it, people, probably want to hear about it. CCC is in the building. How are you? I'm a subscriber and viewer of most all y'all channels. So does it help y'all when I go into view channel and watch video after video after video in your channel? Just wondering. Absolutely it does. Absolutely. You can binge watch my channel anytime. Anytime. I have binge watch channels. But most of the time, it's either a cooking channel or a vlogging channel. Unless I'm supporting somebody, that's different. JC says, CCC, you can run playlists for people if you want. But to do it over and over, you have to do it from a different TV or an account. Miss Toy, what do you want to know about Mia so I can get some ideas? Okay. Yes. JC is like, it's all about the personality. And yes, in some cases, and I'm telling y'all, it's you just if you go through it's so like there are no rules. That's the one thing I've learned, and it took me a minute. There are no rules when it comes to YouTube. What I might find boring, somebody else might be totally dedicated, totally into it and watch. What I might like, somebody might be like, usually it's one of my girls, because we'll have YouTube nights, and it's like, why are you watching this? It's YouTube night, and I get to pick my video. You get the remote control next. So it just depends on what people like. Because a lot of times, especially my youngest daughter, what she likes or who she likes, I'm just like, oh. Let's see. Miss Toy says to Mia, I'll do a video on things you need to buy. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what to hold this skin in. It's a big struggle, Miss Toy. Wow. Some binders needed. Wow. Yeah, that's always a fear. Okay, you did a video on shapewear. You and Kenzie coming for me. It's going to be 10 p.m. before I get to the end of this chat. That is sad. Am I that far down? Oh my God. See, here go a troll right here. They had to subscribe. They had to do it. They had to do it. Okay, let me see. I'm getting on down. Yeah, I deleted their comment. I'm at the bottom now. That wasn't so far. Homebody Trish is in the building. Hey, how are you? So nice to have you here. I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. It is a work day tomorrow. Tomorrow is my Friday Eve for most of you all, but it is my Friday. So I'm about to jump off of here. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Y'all are absolutely wonderful. For real, for real. I appreciate y'all for the support, for the advice, for all of it, okay? Because y'all helped me make it happen. So yeah, we're going to talk about the coins. Getting these coins. If anybody needs any any do they run their playlist or whatever, let me know. Whatever I can do to help, whatever I can do to play it forward. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all so much. Low carb journey, low carb life with the low carb queen. And remember, every day it's a new beginning. Bye-bye.